Hello, it's me, Kudo. Um, I'm sorry, but today we're not gonna be reading It's Okay Daddy's Here because I'm working on finishing that series right now. And if I kind of like read it while the progress is going, like it's gonna slow me down a lot. So I'm trying to like read my other series, and then when I get like 3 more chapters in, I'll start reading that one again because I know y'all really like that one. But if you haven't watched Picking Up the Pieces You Left Behind 1, go watch it. I mean, go listen to it because this one's really good. So maybe you'll like the second chapter too. Anyways, the second chapter is called The Echoes of You, and now we're gonna start with the summary and then read the story. Summary: The hospital is filled with silence, but Katsuki's mind is anything but quiet. As reality begins to sink in, the world around him feels hollow, distorted, like he's moving through a nightmare he can't wake up from. Inko's sobs echo down the hall. His own parents are at loss for words. And Katsuki is left clutching pieces of life that shattered too quickly. He doesn't cry, not yet. Instead, he remembers moments, touches, words, everything that used to be. And in that space where Izuku used to be, there's nothing but guilt, confusion, and the aching wish for just one more moment. Sorry, I just thought a cat was behind me. Anyways, Bakugo's PFP. I mean, what? Bakugo's POV. I just wanted a hug, something warm, something grounding. I wanted the kind of hug that would pull me back into my body and remind me I was still alive, I was still here. I didn't want to talk, I didn't want answers, I just wanted my parents to hold me like they used to when things felt like they were too big for me to handle. But they were too busy comforting Inko. And I got it, I really did. Her only son just died, her whole world had been ripped out from under her in the cruelest way possible. And nothing would ever make that okay. She deserved comfort, she deserved all of it, but even as I sat there shaking, empty, crying so hard it hurt, I couldn't help but feel forgotten, like my pain was invisible in comparison. The space where Izuku used to be had swallowed all of us, but no one noticed. I was still falling. My sobs cracked the silence, echoing off the sterile hospital walls like glass breaking. For a moment, no one moved, no one spoke. Then I saw her, my mom. She looked at me, and something shifted in her eyes. Horror, dread, helplessness. It was like she hadn't really seen me until that moment. She crossed the room, slow and uncertain, and without saying a word, she wrapped her arms around me from behind. Her hands trembled against my chest as she pulled me into her. I couldn't see her face, but I felt everything in that hug: fear, regret, love, and sorrow. She didn't try to fix it, she just held me while I fell apart. And for a moment, that was enough. It was warm and reassuring, but I could help but feel like my whole world was crumbling under my very own hands, and I could do nothing about it. It was like Izuku's death was my fault, and I should be the one held accountable for him dying. But deep down inside, I knew that it was those bullies' faults. They're the ones who pushed him to the edge, and no one pulled him back. All Izuku needed in that moment was love, and I couldn't offer that for him. I loved him. God, I loved him more than anything. Sorry, somebody's getting ice. And I loved him. God, I loved him. I loved him more than anything. But love wasn't enough, was it? I wasn't enough, not to save him, not to shoulder the weight he carried in silence, and maybe that's what hurts the most. That even all the late night talks and the quiet handholds and the soft laughter between us, I wasn't someone he could trust with this, not this. He bore it all alone. All of it. Well, I just stood close enough to touch him, yet too far away to truly see. And now he's gone, and I'm left choking on the words I never said. All the signs I never saw. I would have carried it for him. And if he just asked, I would have carried him. But he didn't ask, he didn't believe, and I could. He didn't believe I could, and now I'll never get the chance to prove him wrong. I loved him, and maybe that was all I ever really had to give. Just love. Quiet, constant, imperfect love. In the end, even that wasn't enough. All I wanted was one last moment, just a single hug, the warmth of his arms around me one more time. One last kiss on the cheek, soft and familiar, something to hold on to when everything else slipped away. He was everything to me. Sometimes I trusted without question. Sometimes I believed. Sometimes I believed he would always be there, even when the world felt like it was falling apart. But I guess I wasn't that person for him. I wasn't the one he could lean on to when things got too heavy. He carried it all alone, even with me right beside him. That's what breaks me. That he didn't trust me enough to stay, that maybe in the end, I just wasn't enough to make him stay. In the car. Block against POV. The car ride home was suffocating in its silence. It wasn't peaceful. It was the kind of silence that felt like glass, so thin that it stretched out. Even a breath too loud might make it shatter. I didn't cry. I didn't speak. I barely moved. Somehow, I felt that if I let anything slip out, even the smallest sound, my parents in the front seat might hear me and fall apart even more than they already had. So I just sat there, still and quiet, holding my grief in my chest like a secret too sharp to touch. But near the last 5 minutes of our quiet car ride, my mom decided to speak. Ingo just texted me that the funeral might be around next week. My mom spoke in the quietest, saddest voice I'd ever heard. So soft it barely felt real. It was the kind of voice that trembled at the edges like she was holding herself together with threads. Sorry. Afraid that if she spoke any louder, she'd completely fall apart. Maybe that's why she kept her words so quiet, because breaking in front of me was something she couldn't allow herself to do. A silent okay left my mouth, and that's all I could say for the rest of the car ride. So Mizuku's last words echoed vividly in my mind, soft, lingering whispers I wish I could have held on to forever. They were words full of hope, even in the darkest moments, the things he somehow managed to say before he slipped away. Don't give up on yourself, Katsuki. You're stronger than you think. And then there's words I never found the courage to say back to him. Things that now felt heavier than any silence. I'm sorry I couldn't be better for you. Please don't carry this alone. I should have been there. These unspoken words clawed at me. Fragments of conversation lost in time, haunting every breath I took. I miss you, Izuku, I thought as we arrived at the house. Okay, that's it. I guess this is pretty good. I haven't really went over and read this story because this was my first ever story I ever made. That was like fan fiction, not like. Sorry, I thought I had to burp. Wait, do I? Anyways, this was like my first. I only wrote like stories about like my OCs and stuff, so I'm never reading those out loud because I don't want anyone to find those. But yeah, that was Picking Up the Pieces You Left Behind too. And so before this video ends, I just want to discuss why I haven't been posting like at all, because I know, like, let me check how long it's been since I last posted, because it's been actually 11 days. And I said I would post the next day, which 10 days ago I was supposed to post, and I didn't, which I'm really sorry about that. And I know I was supposed to read It's Okay Daddy's Here, but I literally had no time. School and everything was keeping me like away from, like, I didn't even get a post on TikTok. I didn't get a post on any of my channels. I didn't get a post on TikTok. I didn't get any time to myself. I barely got like 8 hours of screen time. I got like maybe 5 because ballet, school, and then like practicing my band instrument. I have to do those 3 like every single week. But during Thanksgiving I might be able to post a little more, but it's like not settled yet. But anyways, that was Picking Up the Pieces You Left Behind 2, and I'll try to post another one this weekend. See ya guys, Kudo out.